Now from South Florida, Republican Congressman Allen West, who is a member of the Congressional Black Caucus. Now, Congressman West, I'm watching this unfold and thinking to myself, well, Maxine Waters is angry because of black unemployment and black foreclosure rates. We're angry about all of this stuff. But what's really going on here with this, with the new kind of storyline that African Americans are growing unhappy with President Obama?
Well, I think, Laura, when you look at what is happening, the laughable hypocrisy is that the big black bus is not going into the black community. When you had unemployment in the black community, 16.3% in July, and it dropped down to 15.9% for the month of August, that's not in the right direction. So you have this 21st century plantation that has been out there, where the Democrat Party has forever taken the black vote for granted. And you have established certain black leaders who are nothing more than the overseers of that plantation. And now the people on that plantation are upset because they've been disregarded, disrespected, and their concerns are not cared about. So I'm here as the modern-day Harriet Tubman to kind of lead people on the Underground Railroad away from that plantation into a sense of sensibility.
Now, you're saying Maxine Waters is the plantation boss at this point?
Well, absolutely, because what you end up having, and, you know, I'm going to be brutally honest, is that white liberals have turned over to certain leaders, or quote-unquote perceived leaders in the black community, like a Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, or Maxine Waters, or Barbara Lee, and said, you know, pacify and keep the black community firmly behind us, regardless of the failures of our social welfare policies. You look at the devastation in the black communities. You look at what has happened to the inner cities of, let's say, Chicago or Detroit. You look at the riots and the things that are happening already in Philadelphia.
Where the heck is Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, Barbara Lee, Maxine Waters on the flash mob? Where are they on those?
That's my point. That's the absence of this quote-unquote leadership in the black community, which, as I say, are nothing more than overseers of this 21st century plantation. So the Republican Party has not done very well in reaching out, and I think that that's where we have an opportunity to show that the conservative principles and values that really are the cornerstone and the bedrock of the black community, individual responsibility and accountability, faith and family, hard work ethic, those are the type of things we can reconnect to the black community and once again get a thriving economic community within our inner cities.
Now, today the president continued the bus tour. I guess it's mercifully coming to an end, but he's continuing the bus tour. And he talked about how innovation also leads to fewer jobs because, you know, you have all these computerized I guess situations where you don't need people because you have great technology, you have ATM machines where you used to have bank tellers. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, now innovation is to blame for the loss of jobs. It's either the Republicans' fault, the Tea Party's fault, the mean Congress, or now it's innovation and modernization is the problem.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And don't forget the Arab Spring and the cut of the flow of oil, or the weather event and the tsunami and the earthquake that occurred in Japan. Look, this president is an excuse game. The continuing whining is not becoming of the leader of the free world, the leader of the United States of America, the greatest nation that the world has ever known. And when you think about investment, ingenuity, and innovation, that's free market and free enterprise principles. That's what made America what it is in 235 years. The ability for us to advance through technology and to build this great nation. And if this president does not understand that, then we're never going to turn around the economic situation.
Wait, Congressman, he has a plan. He said he has a plan. Well,
I've been hearing that a lot.
Right, but it's coming out at some point in September, and the details are going to be coming out then.
After vacation.
Well, yeah, but he deserves a vacation, don't you think, after all this work?
Well, let me tell you, I'm just an old soldier who spent 22 years in the military. And as I've said to many people here in the district, I've been talking to them, this is DEFCON 1, Defense Condition 1. That means all leaves and passes are canceled, all hands on deck, and we should be all in Washington, D.C., hammering out how we can get this country back on the right footing about our economy and about our long-term sustainable job growth.
So should you all be coming back to Washington?
Reduce the size of scope.
Yeah, so should you all be coming back?
Yeah. Absolutely. I've been saying that since we had the S&P downgrade. You know, Laura, right now, you know, we have 12 appropriations bills that have to be passed out of the House and through the Senate. We've only done 6 in the House. The Senate has only taken up 1. We're sitting around here saying that we're on constituent work periods, but the constituents want us to be working up there in Washington, D.C., so that maybe in fiscal year 2012 we don't have to hear the words continuing resolution and omnibus again.
Have you told John Boehner that you all should be back at work?
Well, I sent an email to the majority leader and the majority whip about that.
And what was the response?
Haven't heard anything.
Oh, okay. And what are you going to do about that 13% congressional approval rating? That's pretty low, too, Congressman.
Well, I got to tell you, that's part and parcel. What the American people see is, you know, they don't see any leadership coming out of Washington, D.C. So all I can do is try to stand and rectify the situation from my little foxhole.
All right, Congressman Allen West, it's great to see you. Thanks so much. And coming up.